Hello everyone, you're welcome to another session of this course. And in this session, we're going to be modeling and programming a Proficient Carrier. The materials for this session are displayed already. We have our microbits coupled with ring bits, and then we have an actuator, and then we have Legos. So let's run through the names of the Legos. What we have here are frames. Then what we have here are called 4x2 angular beam. And why are they called 4x2? Because on one side, because on one part we have four holes there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Disregard this axle hole. Generally they are all holes. It's when we become specific we call these pinholes and this axle hole. But for now we are referring to all of them as holes. So it has four holes on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, and two holes on this side, 1, 2. So 4x2 angular beam. Angular from the sense that it looks like two beams are coming together to form an angle here. Then we have axles, and the ones we're working with today are of different sizes or different length. We have this one that is often referred to as axle 12. This one that is also often referred to as axle 5 with stop. Now, what's with the name? Whenever we place an axle side by side with a beam, the number of holes that it occupies or it covers gives the name. Now, let's count this particular one, the number of holes it covers. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it covers 12 holes, hence axle 12. Then this other one is called axle 5 with a stop. The 5 there, from the fact that it covers just 5 holes, and the stop there tells you that there's a stop here. So once you insert it somewhere, it doesn't fall off just like axle 12 will fall off. So it will stay with the help of the stop. Now these ones here are called 6x4 angular beam. Now these ones here are called 6x4 angular beams because on one side we have 6 holes and on another side we have 4 holes. Let's count. On this side we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On this side we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6x4. Then we have gears of different sizes, and then we have pins, we have bushings, and then we have axle pin. Axle pin because one part has an axle and the other part has a pin, hence axle pin. So the next thing we want to do now is to begin to build the Proficient Carrier. So the first thing we want to do is to pick a frame and then pass an axle through here, an axle with a stop, axle 5 with a stop. So pass it through here, and then this axle is going to fall off normally. So we are going to use a bushing to hold it like this. So it's still falling, it's still like falling off even with the bushing. So we need to push the bushing to this side to hold it from moving out at all. So we'll do the same thing for the remaining 2 holes. One axle with a stop and the bushing. Then we'll lock it. Do one more axle with a stop and the bushing. Then we'll lock it also. So we have these 3. Now we are going to pick one axle pin. We're going to connect it here. Here. And then another one here. Then a pin goes here. Another pin goes here. Alright. So we'll pick the 4x2 angular beam and then connect it like this. Make this align well, and then see that? So we'll do the same thing for here. Yes. Now we're going to add 2 pins here. 1, 2, and then on the other side 2 pins. 1, 2. Now we're going to get this 6x4 beam and then we'll connect it to the frame, this structure like this. Take note, the longer side, the one with the 6 holes, is the one connecting to the side, not the one with 4 holes. So we'll do it this way, like this. So we'll do the same thing here. Very good. So we have this now. So this is what is going to carry something. So now we're going to pass an axle through this structure and then also through a frame. So let's pick the frame, and then the axle is going to pass through this axle hole here and also through this hole on the frame, the first one, like this. So let the axle come through the axle hole first, and then through this hole like this. Then it's going to come to the other side, yes, and come out on the other side, other end, yes. Now we're going to connect a gear to it like this, yes, like this. Now we need to create a kind of base structure for this whole carrier to stand. So we're going to add 3 pins here, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to pick this frame, and then connect it like this, yes. So now we're going to add 2 pins here, 1, 2. So we're going to connect this. So watch closely. We have this already. So then we'll connect this like this. These 2 holes here. Yes, so we have a structure that is standing already. So we need to add our actuator to the top. So we get 2 pins, 1 and then 2. Then we'll get our actuator and then place it like this. Now, make sure your actuator is, make sure the axle on the actuator is like this, is on this particular part and not the other way around. Alright? If it's like this, we are going to add a gear. So if it's like this, the gear cannot spin, cannot connect to the actuator and also to the teeth of the gear. So we'll turn it the other way and then place it like this. And then we have this. Alright. Now, once this gear or the actuator spins, it spins this gear and then it lifts the carrier. And then once it spins the other way, it drops it. What we want to do now is to program the Proficient Carrier. Alright, the next thing we want to do now is to program the Proficient Carrier. I'm on my browser already. I'm just going to come to the search bar and enter makecode.microbits.org. I'm in already. I'm just going to come to new projects and name it Proficient Carrier. Now we are going to need an actuator. Now we are going to need an extension to help us control the actuator on the Proficient Carrier. The name of that extension is Ringbit Car. So click on extension and come to the search bar and enter Ringbit Car. Ringbit, sorry, no Ringbit. Ringbit Car. Yeah, I should load up now. Yes, Ringbit Car. So select that. And we want to press button A, the Proficient Carrier should lift this, whatever it is carrying, up to 3 levels. So it's going to go 1 and then lift again and then lift the 3rd time. So we want to, when we press button A, it should lift in that way, and then when we press button B, it drops also in 3 levels. So we click on input and drag out on button A pressed. So for the first level, that's the first height is going to get to, come to Ringbit Car and drag out spin right 0 degrees. So we'll change that 0 to 30, and then it will pause for 2 seconds. So when it spins right at 30 degrees, carries it to that first layer, it pauses for 2 seconds, that's 2000 milliseconds. As 1,000 milliseconds make a second. As 1,000 milliseconds make a second. So now that's the first layer. So it waits for 2 seconds and then it comes and then it lifts again to the second layer. So we'll click on Ringbit Car and drag out spin right 0 degrees again. We change the 30 there to 45. That's the second layer. That's the middle. Then we add the pause so we can duplicate the pause block. How do you duplicate? You just right click on that block and then you click on duplicate. So we have 2000 also. So we duplicate again for the spin right 45 degrees, we duplicate it. And then for the last layer, we are going to have 60. So it lifts in 3 layers, 30, 45, 60. And there is, between each layer, between each layer, there is a 2-second break or pause. Now, for it to drop, we need to press button B. So we'll drag out on button A, press from APO to change A to B. And then we come to ring bit, can do just this opposite of what we did. So now this right changes to left because it's going the other direction. So now it's at 60 degrees, all right? That's where it is. When you press button A, it starts from that 60 that it is and then start dropping. So we get the pause block. So when you press button B, it's going to remain up for 2 seconds without moving first. Then it will now drop to the second layer or the second level. Then we change this from 60 here to 45. Duplicate this again. And then we'll put it here. I'll duplicate one last time for the ring bit car block. Then we'll change this 45 to 30. So A takes us 60, 45. Sorry, A takes us 30, 45, 60. B takes us the opposite. Now it spins left 60, 45, 30. So with this, A is going to lift whatever you want it to lift, while B is going to drop it. Now the next thing we want to do now is to test the Proficient Carrier.